Hello viewers. Welcome to Seek Wisdom. First of all, we would like to thank you for playing out this video. Today in this video, we present you the summary of the book, The Greatest Secret, by Rhonda Byrne. This is the fifth book in the series, The Secret. This book reveals the greatest discovery a human being can ever make and shows you the way out of negativity, problems, and what you don't want, to a life of permanent happiness and bliss. With every step you take through this book, you will become happier and your life will become more effortless, and that happiness and effortlessness will continue to increase without any end. So let's get started. Of the billions of people on our planet, only a few have discovered the truth. Some of these are Buddha, Krishna, Lao Tzu, Jesus Christ, Yogananda, Krishnamurti, and the Dalai Lama. Those few are completely free from the turmoil and negativity of life and live in permanent peace and happiness. Rest of us have been in search of this truth unceasingly every single day of our lives. While they each have different teachings that were appropriate for their time, they all refer to the same truth, the truth behind our world. This great secret is in plain view for every one of us to see. It's closer to us than our very breath, yet we've missed it. We've become easily distracted by our problems, the drama in our lives, and we've missed the greatest discovery we can take us out of suffering and into lasting happiness. You might think you know who you are, but actually you're not an individual person with a name, who's a certain age, from a particular race. We've all accepted many false ideas and beliefs throughout our lives, and those false ideas and beliefs have kept us enslaved. We've been told that there's limitation and lack in the world. But the moment you see the truth, those mistruths will crumble, and your happiness will arise from the ruins. All of humanity's suffering comes down to a case of mistaken identity. The truth is, you're not a person who has no control over what happens to you in your life. You're supposed to be happy all the time. Happiness is your true nature. It's not possible to find lasting happiness through material things, because material thing appears and eventually disappears. The only way to find lasting, permanent happiness is to find out who you really are. When you fully recognize who you are, you will have a life without problems, without upset, hurt, worry, or fear. You will be free from the fear of death and will never again be controlled or tortured by your mind. Discovering who you really are has been given many names: enlightenment, self-realization, self-discovery, awakening, remembering. Now question comes, why is it so few have discovered the truth? And answer is a belief. Just a single belief has prevented us from making the greatest discovery we can make. That belief is that we are our body and our mind. You are not your body. Just as you use a car to get from one location to another, your body is a vehicle you use to move around and to experience the world. The world is completely made up of material things, and not one of those things will last, including your body. What you actually are never dies. You are not your mind also. The voice in your head is not you. The mind is a collection of thoughts that constantly appear and disappear. If you were a thought, then you would disappear when the thought disappeared. The ego, the imagined self, the pretend self, the separate self, and the psychological self are a few of the names that teachers and sages have given for our mistaken identity. The only resident of this house of the body is the pure self, which is what you are. The rest is all made up. What's the problem with believing we're an ego or a person? We feel small and extremely vulnerable. We're afraid of bad things happening to us. We live in a state of lack, believing there's not enough money, not enough time, not enough energy, not enough love. None of this is true. In fact, it is the very opposite of the truth. But we can never have true lasting happiness while we hold on to the belief that we're only a person. The real you is permanent and unlimited. The person is born and dies. The real you is never born and never dies. To see clearly who we are, we have to shift our perspective. Awareness is and has been the only constant in your life. Your body keeps changing, your mind keeps changing, thoughts, feelings, and sensations all keep changing, But the one thing that has never changed is your awareness of it all. And that awareness is who you really are. You are not a body, a mind, or a bundle of thoughts. You are the one who is aware of your body, your mind, your thoughts, feelings, memories, and sensations. You are awareness itself. Awareness is always present in the background of our life. We usually give our exclusive attention to our mind and thoughts, and our body and sensations, because they're very attention-grabbing. But we could not experience the mind and its thoughts or the body and its sensations without awareness. The one that is looking out through your eyes is awareness. The one that is hearing through your ears is awareness. Your senses aren't aware. It's awareness that's aware of all of your senses. Awareness is always present, but when there's a break from the noise of thoughts, it's much easier to notice it. When thoughts stop, we become consciously aware of awareness, which has been existing silently in the background all along. Consciousness or awareness is also known by some religions as the presence of God. When the person has a divine experience, the individual mind and ego drop, which then reveals awareness, or the presence of God. There is a feeling of pure love, infinite peace, beauty, happiness, and bliss, which cannot be mistaken for anything but divinity. In many ways, the truth of life and of ourselves is actually the complete opposite to what we have been taught. Instead of looking outward to the world for happiness, for fulfillment, for answers and truth, we need to turn and look inward, because it's only in that direction that we will find everything we're looking for. There is only one awareness, and it's the same awareness that is operating through everybody. This is the true meaning of the teaching, we are one. If there's only one awareness or consciousness, why aren't you aware of thoughts or sensations in other people's bodies? It's because awareness or consciousness has been funneled through your mind, making it localized to your body. But when you feel compassion or love for another, you are far more tuned in to the one awareness. Children are more tuned in to awareness because their mind hasn't yet covered awareness over with a whole array of mental concepts and beliefs. Absolutely everything is contained in awareness, and it's the reason why the enlightened being's experience of life is that they are everything. There's no process to become the awareness that you are. It's not something you have to attain. You are already it. We can put our attention either on the thoughts in our head or on the awareness that we are. It's a simple shift of your attention. Put your attention on awareness as often as you can rather than giving your attention to thinking, and you will be on your way to absolute freedom and bliss. Here are 3 steps to bliss. Step 1. Ask yourself, am I aware? Step 2. Notice awareness. Step 3. Stay as awareness. Each time you ask the question, your attention will be taken away from thinking and put on awareness. The mind may come in quickly afterward with a thought, but if it does, simply ask the question again. The more you ask the question, the longer you will remain as awareness, and the quieter your thoughts and your mind will become. After asking, am I aware? The first thing you'll likely feel is a sense of relief as any resistance you are holding in the mind and body starts to melt away. It can seem difficult to consciously stay as awareness in the beginning, because of the habit of thinking. It's the reason many people fail at meditation, because they're trying to use the mind to quiet the mind, instead of allowing the thoughts to come and go without giving them any attention. Shift your attention to awareness by noticing awareness multiple times throughout the day. It won't be long before you feel a sense of exquisite relief and happiness each time you return from the turmoil of the mind to the deep peace of awareness. If you don't think you've been able to discover awareness yet, ask yourself, what is aware that I haven't discovered awareness? It's awareness that's aware of that too. And now you're aware of awareness. Now comes about staying as awareness. Staying as awareness is all about where you put your attention. To put this into practice, take a look around you right now, find something close up to focus on, and focus your attention on only that. Now open your attention so it's very wide, taking in as much as possible of your surroundings without focusing on anything in particular. Notice an immediate sense of relief and relaxation in the body. Give 5 minutes a day, at the very least, to putting your attention on awareness. Even 5 minutes a day will make an enormous difference to your life. It's that easy. Remember, this is not a practice to become awareness, because you are infinite awareness already. Rather, it's a practice that stops you from identifying yourself with the mind and body. After doing these steps for a while, you'll discover that awareness automatically becomes more dominant and present within you, and your mind becomes much quieter. Our entire world, your life and everyone else's life, is nothing more than a dream. When you are permanently staying as awareness, you will know for certain that your life and the world are not the reality you thought they were. They are a dream. When we wake up to the truth, we discover that no one was ever hurt or harmed, and no one died. Awakening is like coming out of a fog, when suddenly it clears, and you can see everything clearly. Our mind is mechanical, like a program in a computer, so if we're governed by our mind, then our life is mechanical. Maybe you continually find yourself with not enough money. This is the result of a mechanical mind repeating the same thoughts of not enough money over and over again. While awareness is absolute abundance. When you wake up and begin living your life as awareness, your life will be beyond anything you can imagine now. You will find the world utterly magnificent, bursting with beauty and loveliness, and you will see with clear eyes that everything is on track. There's one purpose in life for every one of us, is to wake up to who we are, awareness, and enjoy this incredible spectacle of the world. The process of awakening continues to deepen with no end. The only obstacle to permanently being who you are is your mind. Your mind is your greatest power in the material world, because it will generate any material thing, event, or circumstance you want. But if you believe its negative thoughts, you will use its creative power against yourself. There's nothing wrong with the mind, it only becomes troublesome when you believe it's who you are. The first step to freedom is when we understand that our thoughts create our life. What you think is what manifests. You won't have the life you want if you give your attention to thoughts of what you don't want. And you will have the life you want if you give your attention only to thoughts of what you do want. When you understand this fully, you become very aware of your thoughts, and it puts you well on the path of awakening. When we no longer live from and through the mind, we will begin to live from our true self, awareness. Our life will truly become a heaven on earth, free of suffering and negativity. It's your thoughts about a person, circumstance, or event that's the source of negative situations in your life, not the actual person, circumstance, or event. And so understanding a little of how the mechanics of your mind work will help free you from its erroneous negative judgments, and then you can use it to create the life you want. What exactly is your mind? Your mind is not your brain. Your brain doesn't think. Thinking comes from the mind. Your mind is made up entirely of thought. If there's no current thought, there's no mind. Your mind can't even hold two thoughts at one time. Most people believe their own thoughts as though they were facts, which explains why life is stressful and challenging for so many. There's nothing wrong with the mind. The trouble only begins when we believe its negative thoughts. And while you hold on to those emotions by continuing to believe your thoughts, your mind will give you even more of the same. When we take responsibility for our own life, we no longer allow the ego and mind to play the role of a victim on our behalf. The one who gets upset is not awareness, the real you. The one getting upset is your mind. Mind does only three things: measuring, comparing and describing. These three things are all the mind does, over and over and over again. Your mind is always either in the past or in the future. It's not aware of this present moment. If you stop and are present right now, you will notice that there is no thought. Awareness can only be recognized in this present moment. Watch the mechanics of your mind, and don't accept a single story or thought about yourself that is anything but perfection and goodness. Because what you are, infinite awareness, can never be affected by thoughts. When you observe your thoughts instead of getting lost in them, you see them for what they are. Feelings are simply a movement of energy and vibrates. Different feelings vibrate at different frequencies. Good feelings vibrate at higher frequencies, and they're very beneficial to the body and positively affect the circumstances surrounding your life. Your positive feelings also benefit all other beings and the planet as a whole. Negative feelings vibrate at low frequencies, and they're detrimental to the body, to your life circumstances, other beings, and the planet. But where do feelings come from in the first place? Thoughts create feelings. The kinds of thoughts you have will create the same kinds of feelings. After having happy thoughts, you feel happy. Positive and good feelings are a result of saying yes to what is happening in life. Negative feelings are a result of you thinking or saying no about something that's happening. When you think or say, "No, I don't want this," it immediately causes resistance in you, and it's the resistance that produces the bad feelings. Positive, good feelings occur naturally in the absence of negative feelings. You don't have to make any effort to have positive feelings. All you have to do is let go of bad feelings, and then you'll naturally feel happy and really good. The thoughts that are attached to the suppressed negative feeling keep us trapped in the mind by continually recycling themselves, detrimentally affecting our life and preventing us from realizing our true self. Babies and children under about 3 years of age don't suppress emotions. It's the reason why you see babies and toddlers go from tears to smiles and laughter in seconds. They don't resist any emotion. If you know of someone who suffers from frequent anger, it means that they've suppressed a lot of anger, most likely in the earlier years of their life. Don't let a feeling shrink you down to the size of a pea, when you are the infinite being that holds the universe in place. Don't expect people, circumstances, and events to change for you to feel better, because none of them ever will. You'll never be happy if you wait for the world to change according to your desires or your expectations. To change how you feel in any given moment is always an inside job. Happiness is your natural state of being, so if you don't feel happiness right now, then you have a negative feeling that is stopping that happiness from being present. Be aware of a negative feeling without resisting it, expressing it, or judging it in any way, and see that it's just a feeling. The energy behind a negative feeling will naturally release when you allow the feeling to be present. It's an automatic process. The brilliant teacher and ex-physicist Francis Lucille describes one method of releasing negative feelings as welcoming. Welcoming is the opposite of resisting. Resistance says to a negative feeling, "No, I don't want this." And welcoming says, "Yes, you are welcome here." Awareness is always welcoming of everything. When you open your attention and welcome the feeling, miraculously the resistance ceases, and the negative feeling dissolves. Use the welcoming process for anything that makes you feel bad, any negative thoughts or stories, negative feelings, painful sensations or memories, and limiting beliefs. Understand that the bad feelings you feel around that subject are causing you harm and are not helping what you care about. Welcome the sensations and feelings that the subject may evoke in you. Welcome your disapproval, welcome the feelings of unfairness and injustice. Another practice is the super practice, which is a powerful combination of welcoming and staying as awareness. Step 1. Welcome anything negative. Open your heart and welcome any negative reactions, negative feelings, negative sensations, negative thoughts or problems, in the moment they appear. Step 2. Stay as awareness. Stay as awareness by keeping your attention wide like the lens on a camera, so it's not focused on any detail. Because awareness is naturally welcoming, you will find after doing the super practice for a while that the two steps merge into one. In the moment you welcome, you'll find that awareness is instantaneously present. You are not meant to suffer. And when you're living as your true self, awareness, you will never suffer. Suffering is caused by believing negative thoughts. So, suffering is self-imposed. If we resist what's happened, we'll hold the situation to us, and we'll continue to suffer. Ask yourself this question: am I the one suffering, or am I the one that is aware of the suffering? The truth is that you are the one that is aware of the suffering, rather than the one suffering. There is one belief in particular that's the root cause of all the suffering in the world. It's the belief that we're a separate person. Problems exist only in the human mind. Problems are not real, rather only imagined. To experience a problem-free life, instead of believing your mind, use the power of your awareness to become aware of your mind. When we give our attention to a problem, we energize the problem and it gets bigger. When we shift our attention away from the problem disappears because all the energy has been removed from it. A belief is just a thought that we think over and over again, until we believe it. All beliefs are limited because they come from the mind. A belief is stored in our subconscious mind where it operates as an automatic program. Beliefs will continually project themselves into your life and make themselves true. Whatever circumstances are appearing in your life currently are being generated by your belief system. Be very aware when you hear yourself say, "I believe," or "I don't believe," because immediately following those words is a belief. Be very aware when you hear yourself say, "I think," or "I don't think," because most likely what will follow that will also reveal a belief. Question everything. Through questioning, we can discover limiting beliefs we're holding onto that are obscuring the truth. While beliefs remain stored in the subconscious mind, they will automatically continue to play out in your life. But the moment you become truly aware of a belief you hold, the belief is dismantled. Every belief you become aware of and consequently dissolve will propel your life to heights of freedom, abundance, lightness, and joy. To expose your beliefs, be aware of your reactions. Reactions are actually beliefs in disguise. All you have to do when you notice yourself reacting is become aware of the reaction. When you're aware of the reaction, you take the power out of it. You are happiness. It is your true nature. There's no other happiness but the happiness of your true self, awareness. The happiness you have felt at any time in your life is the happiness of awareness. There's nothing better for your life circumstances than you feeling happy. The happier you are, the more effortless is your life. When we seek happiness in the world, our happiness is fleeting. We can enjoy all the wonderful things that we want to be, do, or have in the world, but we can enjoy those things with the full knowledge that the only place to find real, permanent happiness is within us. Your thoughts determine how you're feeling. So if you're not happy, it's because you're thinking about something you don't want. Standing between you and permanent happiness and who you really are is one thought: I don't want this. When you feel pain or some hurt from a situation, let that hurtful feeling be a wake-up call telling you that right now you are believing negative thoughts that are not true. We don't have to do anything to be happy. Instead, we need to stop doing what we're doing that's making us unhappy. There is only one thing that causes unhappiness: attachment. Attachment comes when we hold on to something for fear of losing it because we believe that we can't be happy without it. Often, our attachments make up the identity of the person we think we are, and we feel that if we dropped our attachments, we would lose our identity. So, we cling to our attachments, when all along they rob us of our happiness. What is actually attached is not you, but your mind. To free yourself of attachments, all you have to do is just stay as awareness, more and more, and all of your attachments will drop one by one. You can be happy in this very moment, no matter what is going on around you. The world we believe in reality is an illusion. At its deepest level, the entire physical structure of our world and everything in it is nothing more than empty space. Matter is mind. Everything appearing as solid and material is actually images projected by the mind. The contents of your dream and your experience of the dream are entirely mind-made, just as your experience of the world when you're awake takes place entirely in your mind. The power that can turn thoughts into an apparent universe is infinite awareness. The world, the universe, and everything in it, including your body, are in awareness. They are all sitting in and on awareness. While we remain attached to our own beliefs and the belief that we are separate individuals, the world will never be at peace. Billions of egos will always create strife. Your freedom from any suffering doesn't depend on the world coming to peace. It depends on your seeing that you have mistaken yourself for only a person, and on your experiencing yourself as the one and only infinite being. There is no such thing as death as we think of it. The body dies, but the spirit cannot be touched by death. When the body ends, awareness and consciousness remain as always, fully aware and fully alive. When we know the truth, life becomes light and full of ease. There is a lot of laughter, and bridled love, and total enjoyment of everything that happens. A deep love and compassion arise for humanity and every living thing. Your real self is the only permanence in existence. Everything else comes and goes, appears and disappears. Having a life on Earth is like having an avatar in a computer game. In our human life we also get a new body every time we die, until we finish the game by waking up and fully realizing who we are. As your true self you will have even more fun than you've ever had. You will do all the things you did before. The only difference is that you will do everything in continuous happiness and peace. When you know that all is well no matter what, you are finally free from any notion of negativity, and your presence will soothe others tremendously in their suffering. Awareness is your way out of all suffering. It is your key to immortality, and a life of laughter, joy, abundance, beauty, and bliss. When you see love anywhere in the world, realize it is you. The end for all of us is to realize, to remember, and to recognize who we truly are, eternal awareness. Here we shall wind up the video. If you like this, hit a like, share it with your friends. Subscribe to this channel for more such videos and hit bell icon to get notified about the latest updates.